So the current year that we are in is 2025. If you're not aware of that, where have you been? In my personal opinion, this year has been the most bumpiest I have ever been alive for. And we're only halfway through it. Sorry if I look horrible. It is really early in the morning. This is the earliest I've recorded a video. Like, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think the earliest I recorded something was like 11, 12. This video is going to have timestamps because there's multiple things I want to talk about. And if this does also talk about people that were or are in my life, so if you're one of those people, you just want to hear about you, you're welcome to go skip to that. But we're gonna be starting at the beginning with New Year's. I started New Year's off with a live stream. I tried something new by doing a mega live stream, and OBS doesn't like me. That's the first experience I had with streaming on OBS, and that was the first experience I had, and it did not like me. It was glitchy. And then the rest of the year kind of started off basic. Starting then was when I did start I'm doing a video each day, or a piece of content each day at least, and I've very rarely missed since then, except for a few things that happened. Then February came along, and it was just I couples everywhere, and I hated it. I told you guys how I felt about it. Another thing I forgot to mention was we also had pretty killer content for Black Ops 6 Zombies, so that's cool too. March came along, and we got information that my grandma wasn't doing so well, and we needed to go see her. So me, my sister, and my little brother went to go see her, and we spent the weekend. We came home, and 2 weeks later, we got another call saying she has like a week. So me, my dad, my little brother, and my mom went there in April, the end of April actually. We saw her, and it was sad. And my mom stayed behind, and I want to say we were about an hour from the house, and that's when we got the call that she wasn't with us anymore. So I took a week off, and I kind of thought about things. I also introduced you guys to the boys. So, and we started a podcast. I started our own playlists with each other, and it involved me, Badger, Paul, Phantom, and Yoshi. It was specifically me and Badger, but the others did show up a good portion too. And we have episode 1 of the Future Incarcerated podcast. That went fine for a while until about a week ago, less than a week ago, and we found out that Badger was using us and was trying to hit on all of our girls. In the end, just ended up blocking us. So Badger is no longer a part of our group. That's why you haven't seen him in a while. That's why everything, especially the podcast and everything else, has kind of just been at a halt regarding the boys. It's because we've been trying to figure things out. Things are going great. It's just we're trying to figure things out now that he's gone. But we are still doing the podcast. We're going to try and continue the podcast. Then I met the girl of my dreams. I don't want to say her name because I respect her, and I don't know if she wanted her name on YouTube. She was perfect. Personality. She was fiery, but had the same, I guess, likes as me, plus some. She was, if you guys know who Aphrodite is, the Greek goddess of love, said to be the most beautiful person of all. She was more beautiful than her. And I knew her for a week. No joke. I have never gained feelings for a person that quick. I have never wanted anybody more than her that quick. Never. Like, it took me quite some time before I dated Emily in elementary school. Her, however, I was just like, we clicked. I met her through Badger. I told you this. And then everything that went on with Badger, and he was hitting on all of our girls, and not really specifically all of our girls, but the situation was one of our friends, one of the friends in the group, wanted to introduce somebody. It wasn't a girlfriend, wasn't anything. It was his ex, and like usual, Badger made everything about him, and then he did the unspeakable by hitting on her while I was asleep. Um, that person and another person in the group kind of yelled at him, and he said he we found out that he was just using us. Like he told the girl that I'm only really doing this so they can hate me, and they aren't really my friends. And yeah, he then proceeded to block us. I woke up in the morning and I said, "What the hell just went on?" And they explained, and I said, "All right, I better go tell the person I'm talking to." I texted her. Me and her live in totally different areas. It's still America, but totally different areas. We are have a 6 hour time difference. So it could be 12 in the morning for me, and it could be 6 at night for her. We have a 6 hour time difference. I'm 6 hours ahead. I woke up, that was around 9ish. So I texted her like I usually did. I said, "Good morning." But instead of, "How was your night?" Blah, 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 I said, "Things went down while I was asleep. And just be careful with Badger because he's going to try and manipulate as many people as he can to go against us. Just be careful." And I was shaking in my boots, hoping he didn't say anything to her or do anything to her. And that was at least 3 or 4 hours that I was just like, you don't know what to do. And I had to go shopping, and every time, like, when after I met her, every time my phone went off, I was hoping it was her. But that day specifically, I was like, "Please tell me, sir. Please tell me." Like, I was like, my dad was like worrying me. He was like, "Why do you keep looking at your phone whenever things?" I said, "No reason. No reason." But eventually she did text and she said, "Yeah, good morning. I'm well aware of what happened, and I had to block him because he was like harassing me." I said, "Oh?" And she said, "Yeah, he texted her saying that he still had feelings for her." That was news to me. And then said that she should stop talking to me to go talk, to start something with him, and that he would show her what true love is. And that the fact that she gave me a chance but not him was kind of sad, and blah, blah, blah. And he kept going on and repeating himself. And she just had enough and blocked him. So I told her, I said, the way you handle that makes me like you more. I love the fact that it's sad that people have to choose sides, but the fact that she chose the right side and chose me made me like her more. I told her that, and then she met the boys, the rest of the actual boys minus Badger later that day. I set up a group chat, and they all met each other, and she enjoyed it so much she let me meet her friends. Like after everything went on with the boys and they met each other, she was like, "Okay, do you want to meet my friends?" And I said, "I'd be honored." And I met them, and they are very kind. Things continued to hit off, and we had our first FaceTime 2 days ago. Something happened with her, and she did not feel safe. So in the morning, it was like 3 in the morning for her, and it was 9 for me. So I just woke up, and she said she couldn't sleep at all last night because it was really weird that she was still awake when I said my good morning text. She said she couldn't sleep at all. She just didn't feel safe. So I tried to comfort her, and she said, "Hey, can you call?" I said, "Yeah, just give me 5 minutes to feed the cats." So I fed the cats in literally 5 minutes, right on the dot. I said, "You're welcome to call whenever." We were on a call for 2 hours. We got to know each other more, and I feel like she felt safe. And then she hung up, like abruptly, Like, so I don't know if I annoyed her. Like, the last 20 minutes was definitely complete silence and occasional just laughter. Um, but she played Roblox and I continued to clean my room. But she left abruptly, so I thought maybe her phone died or she had to go, or her mom walked in the room or something, and I didn't hear from her the rest of the day. And this is where I lost her. It was around 7ish. She texted Matt. I said, "Yes, madam." And she said, "My mom found my phone." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "She's not too keen on long distance." I said, "Oh, that's not good. I don't want to lose you." And she literally said the exact same thing. She said, "Yeah, I don't want to lose you either." And I said, "What can we do?" And she said, "She's not budging with anything." And I said, "Oh, she's not even down to meet me or, get to know me?" And she said, "Nope." And then I recorded a voice message, and I said, "Here's this. Send this to her." And like 2 minutes went by because it was like a minute long voice message, so she probably listened to it and then maybe showed it to her mom. And she said, "Yeah, she's things are getting worse." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Yeah." So she put me with the ultimatum of block you or I have to delete all my social media and I'm grounded. So I said, "Well, I don't want you to get grounded. Hopefully, sometime in the future, we can talk again. Um, just remember me, and maybe if fate really wants us to be together, we will." I'm extending from this, but of what I said, but I said if pretty much if fate wants us to be together, then we'll cross paths again. And she said, "I'll remember you, I promise." And that was it. And just as fast as I had her, I lost her. Girl of my dreams. Yesterday was horrible. Like, I went to bed, I could not sleep the rest of that night. Overthinking. Thinking, was she telling the truth? Which I'm pretty sure she was. I'm like 98% sure she was telling the truth. Um, but I was overthinking a lot, and I maybe got 2 hours of sleep that night. One, because of what happened, and two, because of these cats. They kept meowing at the door, keeping me up. Not fun. Eventually, I just left the room and went somewhere else, but I got maybe 2 hours of sleep that night. Woke up yesterday, felt like crap, hoping everything was a dream. I went to go text good morning, and it said Instagram user instead of her username. That's when everything hit hard. A few of her friends followed me and messaged me saying, "What's going on?" And I told them what happened, and they were very kind about it. They felt sorry for me. They were nice about it. Yesterday was hell. Made a short saying I'm probably gonna take a week off, but that's a lie because this is like 2 days later, and this is 2 days later for you. I'm probably gonna release this tomorrow. And yeah, so even though I'm blocked or she had to deactivate her account, I still sent um like 3 paragraphs worth of shit in the hopes that she sees it eventually. Because no hate towards my past exes. I've said this before, but when me and Emily broke up, if you guys don't know who Emily was, my ex, I talked about her and who was Twig Arms. When me and Emily broke up, it was kind of just like, okay, it's fun while it lasted, I guess. There's like no emotion involved on my side. Probably no emotion involved on her side. However, losing her, the girl, was the worst I've ever felt. So in the text that I sent yesterday, that she's probably never going to see, I, I, you can call me dumb, you can call me stupid, you can call me crazy, you can call me clingy, but this, when we left things off, we still had feeling like there was a spark, right? And we still had feelings for each other. So of course I'm going to fight for it. Of course I'm going to still fight for it, even though I can't talk to her. That's that's because I actually care about this girl. I actually care about her. In the text, I said I will wait. I'll wait about 2 years, and because I've waited, it's been almost 5 years since me and Emily. And if I waited 5 years to find the perfect girl, I found her, and I can wait two more to see if I can get her back. If our lives can if our lives can cross paths again. If we are destined to be together, fate will bring us back. If you're watching this, I'm gonna wait about 2 years until I'm like until I say the girl of my dreams is gone. I really do hope that our lives cross paths again. And the thing is, everybody who's been supportive of me ever since this happened, I want to thank you. Most of the things was things will get better, blah blah blah, you'll move on. I can't. I actually can't move on because she was the girl. It's been a week, and I'm saying that she was the girl. I've never felt that about anybody, and in that short period of time too. You can tell me that I'll find somebody new. I'll find there's many more fishes in the sea, or this, that, or another thing, but I'm still going to fight for this. I'll still fight for at least 2 years because I don't want to lose her. Again, you can call me crazy, you can call me stupid, you can do whatever you want, but that's me. That's all that happened. This year has been a roller coaster with my grandma dying, me finding the girl of my dreams, me losing the girl of my dreams, and literally the course of a little bit more than a week. One of my friends turning out to be a douchebag and not a friend at all. But on the plus side, I getting my future squared away. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it time, but there's no moving on yet because I can't move on. I can't move on until I know that she's happy, unless I know she's moved on. Will that hurt? Yes, but I can't move on until I know there's no saving this, which I feel like there is still hope. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys when I come back. I think I'll have a video tomorrow. I don't know yet, but we'll see. If there's no video, I might do a live stream instead. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this video was so depressing or whatever it was, or if you couldn't feel clinged to it. I really made this video specifically for that person in the hopes that they see this, because she has said that she laughed and watched some of my reels, my shorts, sorry, and a few of my videos with the boys. So the likeliness of her watching this is not low, but not high. I don't know. She might have just blocked me on Instagram. That was it. But yeah, I hope you watch this. I really do, and I hope you know how I feel. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose this. This was something special. This was actually something special to me. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.